Our next movie is Godzilla, out in May of 2014. It comes from Gareth Edwards. And for a trailer that had less than 5 seconds of Godzilla, I was really blown away by it.
Gareth Edwards, his previous movie was Monsters, which is a very low-budget, independent movie that got very creative with the special effects in order to tell an interesting and complicated human story that was also existing in a sci-fi universe with monsters. So he's making a huge jump to a giant blockbuster, huge budget extravaganza. So I'm always interested to see situations like that, to see how these relatively new directors handle that transition.
Mm-hmm. Is it just me, or does Godzilla get bigger in every movie featuring Godzilla?
I think you might be right.
Yeah, he's humongous.
Well, at least they're back to the standard, like, Godzilla-looking form. He's got the large
I understand what you're talking about.
fin spikes on the back. He's got the similar shaped head and the similar build of just like a guy in a suit. It's not that sleek raptor Godzilla from the Matthew Broderick, whenever they made that.
I didn't care for that movie.
Well, nobody did. That's what I'm saying. We're back to form now. Godzilla looks like Godzilla again.
Well, I liked how they focused on the worldwide terror and preparing for it and kind of banding together, being scared. We had like the soldiers jumping out in the Halo drop.
The trailer was very much about those soldiers, so I don't know if they'll be the protagonists of the film. I suspect not, because I didn't see Bryan.
I think all of those soldiers are dead.
We're going to see them get wiped out, I think, pretty soon.
I don't know who the protagonist of this film is. I don't know how they will defeat Godzilla, even if they need to defeat Godzilla. That was always kind of, well, no, that was nebulous in the movie. Sometimes Godzilla was fighting with them, sometimes he was against them.
I think he's a threat to us in this.
I guess we'll find out.
I don't think he's going to be our buddy.
Yeah, until Mothra shows up and we need him.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Or until they start the Jaeger program.
Yes. Oh, shit. Yes. I'm choking. Okay. Our next movie is one we've been hearing about quite a bit, X-Men Days of Future Past from Bryan Singer. It's coming out May 23rd, and we see Wolverine taking over Kitty Pryde's role in the comics, going back in time to reunite Professor X with himself.
Find me, convince me all of this. It's going to take the two of us.
And where do I find you?
A different path, a darker path. Logan, I was a very different man. Lead me. Guide me. Be patient with me.
I love that trailer. I think they did a really good job with it. You're right, there are areas where it diverges from the comic.
Well, Kitty Pryde isn't exactly a big character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right. In the sense that she's been replaced twice?
She's been replaced twice. Wolverine's a big deal in Marvel Cinematic world. So
yeah, they gotta milk all of the Hugh Jackman. They have to make Hugh
Jackman do everything. Yes.
Yeah.
And I like how they're combining casts with the X-Men First Class.
Seeing Jean-Luc Picard back. And
yes, I'll take him and Gandalf back any day of the week.
Yes. I love them together.
And I love that they're best friends in real life.
I know, they're homies for life. I really like Jennifer Lawrence in this trailer. She always makes me feel things with very little work, I guess, on her behalf. But I'd like to see what happens with the Mystique storyline. And
I'm excited.
I love me some Peter Dinklage, so I want to see how much he plays into this film.
So, yeah.
And I'm very excited to see Bryan Singer back to the X-Men series.
Yeah.
What was the last one he directed? Was it 3?
2.
The last one he directed was 2.
That was the problem.
Yes, yeah. Because 2 was, I think, the best one so far.
Absolutely.
Our last movie is Transcendence, starring Morgan Freeman and Johnny Depp. We don't have a trailer for this movie. We only have stills and a basic storyline. Pretty much Johnny Depp is a man who's decided to transplant his brain into a computer's.
Yeah, he's a theoretical computer scientist dealing with issues of like the singularity.
Yes. I've heard about this movie for a long time, and I've been calling it the Singularity movie. And it looks interesting on paper, but we'll see soon.
Yeah, this is another situation where it's a directorial debut of Wally Pfister, who is cinematographer for all of Christopher Nolan's movies and others. I think he's a really, really talented cinematographer. Very interested to see what he does as a director. It's got a great cast.
Yeah.
Rebecca Hall, Cillian Murphy, Paul Bettany. Fantastic.
I'm interested in self-aware supercomputers.
Nothing bad can happen,
Nothing
right?
bad ever happens.
I don't foresee any kind of conflict in this film whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
The brain-to-computer transition is going to go great,
no
and he's
going
to have
go
a
on a
long
killing
career.
rampage.
Yep, no, it'll be awesome.
It's just going to be great, and no one's going to be tricked.
Morgan Freeman will be like, wow, this worked out really, really well.
This is really great.
I'm pleased.
And then it's just going to end.
I am interested because this movie does come out in April, which I think is the earliest of any of the movies on our list, and yet we have seen
no trailer. Is it? Do you think it's going to be a heavily guarded secret? What's going on?
It's possible.
I mean, you know, like with the big reveal in Into Darkness, which later the director regretted.
It's possible. I don't know how if that is their approach. That's probably not going to help them from a marketing standpoint, given that nobody knows anything about this movie.
Sometimes you need to give away a little bit more than you want to get people in the seats. Right. If you tease the twist, you're like, well, fuck, I have to know what happens with that. Whereas in Interstellar, I have no idea what that movie is about.
But you're still going to go see it.
I would probably go see it, but I've seen better trailers.
So that is our list of 6 movies that we're super excited for in 2014. What are your opinions on these movies? And do you have an idea that missed the list? Let us know in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.